So we are back with Lisa Ann, and she is back to shaming her fan base. I got a video that a lot of people liked. It's one of my biggest videos about her, shaming her fan base. So we are going to react to some of this interview. It's like 2 hours. We're not doing 2 hours, of course, but there's going to be some skipping around as well. Let's just get straight to it.
Perfectly.
When was the last time you were doing something where you were? It's been.
There were times that I was still doing some live shows on my own. So
okay, like that's
like
but
last
it's
year.
Stuff on like camera.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That stuff. Produced stuff. It's been a couple of years.
It has, but I would do new photo shoots once in a while just for myself.
Why the wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So is that now done, or do you still feel confident in your original form, still doing it if you wanted to?
I will never share my body publicly again, but it will be a one-on-one basis, and it'll be the first time in my life that I'll be able to clock how many people have seen me as I am, and I think it's an interesting thought process
because you can't get your hands around how many people have seen you.
No,
yeah,
globally, you know what I mean? It's impossible, and now I get to be so selective. And ironically, when I was going through this 3 weeks, I every night went through different letters of my phone and quietly blocked people.
Okay.
And moved on from relationships that I knew were not going to serve me, that I knew I was like, do I like this guy enough to let him touch my real boobs?
Right.
And I was like, I don't. I'm going to block him. He'll, if it matters, he'll reach out on IG and then I'll see, do I have a ping or no ping? And if it's no ping, then I just delete the message, but I actually had these really interesting journaled conversations about like that.
Right.
And I have a couple special guys in my life, and those special guys were the guys that have been in my life for a long time. But like when I went to tell them, they also gave me the best responses. I was very disappointed in quite a few of my male friends' responses when I told them I was doing the surgery.
Oh, really? Was it like
they were like, why would you do that? Like, what are you doing that to yourself for? Like, what's the matter? Are you going through something? I'm like, for my health and for the fact that why do I need these knockers? And also, why do my matter? Like, what? And then I realized like I brought it up, but at the same time, you went there. But these guys that matter to me were like, I could totally see that for you, the way you work out, the way you live. You're no longer doing events. Why would you need to be, lugging them around in a sense? It was almost like an extra part of my costume.
How's your back feel?
Oh my gosh. So when you first
Don't give a fuck how our back feels. So let's go through some things. The first thing we got to address is she said male friends. 9 times out of 10, these guys are cracking. These are just guys that crack. These are guys that were just having casual sex with her because she is a turbo thought, like a professional, high-level turbo thought. It's so funny that she want to be selective this late in life after, the Million Man March was held in her pussy over the past 20, 30, 40 years, however many years it's been. So those things are just funny. 2 more things. The next thing is, listen. This is why you got to understand this when it comes to the game. This is why lying, as far as dudes who lie and stuff like that, and the bad boys who just don't care, and that's why they are always going to win. The dudes who are liars and manipulators, they always going to win when it comes to women, because this is the thing, man. Dudes will think one thing. Like, just look at a motherfucker like Ace Metaphor. If you don't, look at Ace Metaphor and Derek Jackson. Just look at those guys. They will know exactly what's going on. They will know in their minds what the real response is to whatever the situation is. They will have a set of feelings that they have. But this is the thing, man. They go ahead and tell the chicks what they want to hear. This chick has been through quite a lot of dicks, and you could guess that it's probably well over 1,000, and that would probably be extremely generous just to say that, because a lot of porn stars like to be like, oh, I only fucked the same 3 guys every shoot that I did. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But even when you talk about somebody who has been through 1,000 cocks or 5,000 cocks or just thousands of cocks, whatever the case may be, they still want to be told what they want to hear. I told the chick the other day, and this is so funny, man. I told the chick the other day that I have been cut off by other chicks, right? For keeping it too real. I've been cut off by other chicks for keeping it too real. She said she didn't understand why, you got to be honest. I like it when you keep it 1,000 with me. Guess what? I kept it 1,000 with the bitch. She stopped fucking, like, she has not hit me up or anything for like the past week. Now, we probably still good, but it's like she was hitting me up every day before that. And just so you don't get it confused as far as what I'm talking about, it's not me trying to smash or nothing like that. It's me telling her about her life, keeping it 1,000 as far as like her complaining about her life and shit like that, how she need to get the shit together. But the easiest route with women is telling them what they want to hear and lying. It's the easiest route. It's not a route that I advocate for. It's not a route that I recommend. It's not a route that I fucking advise or anything like that. It's not a route that I actually go because I just told you, like, I keep it 1,000. I told you. I know they don't like that. They don't like that. And it can get you cut off. Even with a wild hoe. So it's like, no matter what type of chick we talking about, that's typically how they operate. And that's how come if the attraction is there, if she is attracted to the dude, it's very easy to go through the motions, especially if you are willing to lie, because that's what it is. They like their ego being stroked. They hate anything that goes against it. The last thing before we get back to the interview, she was doing the last interview that I did, or the last joint that I went over like 6 months ago. She was doing, OnlyFans chats, and that's where she was getting the incel comments, and she was like shitting on the incels. So, now she has retired. She has said, you know what? It's time to put the pussy up. I done got the booze. It's time to be a normal woman now. It's time to be somewhat of a normal woman and try to make my life normal, even though everybody that you're probably going to walk across that's an adult male has seen you get your asshole ringed. It's time to act like they didn't see that and just go about a normal life. Like, it's time to do that.
Joy AI, which was previously Eva AI. So it's JOI AI. And what I did was I signed up for about 10 girls that I know. Because if I know them really well, I'll know if their AI looks good, what their digital duplicate is like. Mm-hmm. Do their feet look like that? When I ask for a photo, how quickly does it turn around?
That was the dig on AI when it first came out. They were trying to put up like AI models, and it was always the hands and feet.
It's always the hands and feet.
Kind of had like some sort of palsy-ish
thing. And that's where the Photoshop fails happen with celebrities. It's always the hands and the feet. Yeah. So it's like her hands. I'm like, I wouldn't have noticed that, but but I'll notice the trash on the floor because that's me.
Yeah.
So the goal was to have this contract in place and have it starting the digital duplicate being built by the time I was done with my surgery, because I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time. I'm completely dividing my life. My adult life is now on OnlyFans. If any transition happens with OnlyFans, I have Loyal Fans as a backup page.
Okay.
My mainstream life is now on Subs, where I do one-on-one video calls, not adult related conversations.
Okay.
Please do not tell me that y'all niggas are paying. Oh my God. Please don't tell me that you paying for regular non-sexual conversations with a hoe at this point. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, you could go and get friend zoned in real life if that's what, bro. It is not hard to get friend zoned, man. It is. You don't even gotta be attractive to get friend zoned, dog. Come on, man. What is we doing, man? Come on, man.
That is mimicking what I loved about trade shows, the people that I enjoyed talking to.
Without creepy,
touching.
sweaty hand on you.
So amazing. And then for the adult stuff, when anybody wants something from me, my every response is, look, I'm done with that space, but my AI model, she wants to talk to you. My digital duplicate will do anything you want. She will talk to you 24 hours a day, and she is way nicer than me.
You got to
I can't lie to you. If there were some redeemable qualities about Lisa Ann, and if she was actually just a cool person, there was nothing I didn't like about her, because you got to remember, when I did the first video, it came after a Superhead video, and somebody in the comments said, yo, is it anybody who has been through this adult film or just adult industry, just anything to where you are known as an elite hoe? Is there any one of these elite hoes that are old and happy? Lisa Ann came to mind, and then I came to find out, because I was going to do some positive shit. I was going to do a positive react. I came to find out the bitch is not only unhappy, you could even see it from this. Like, you could see it all over this. But she hates the people who funded her lifestyle, which you're going to see some of that in this. But the whole point I was just making right now, if she was cool, part of me wouldn't knock this hustle. Because the one thing I have to say, and I have to admit, it is very smart. It is very smart to have this AI, and it is very smart to put yourself in a position to where you can charge people a high ticket price to have regular conversations. And these dudes is so thirsted out, so insanely thirsted out, that they will pay for both of those. Like, they will pay for the AI conversation. They will pay to talk to a robot. They will pay for that intimacy. And they will pay to have a conversation with you about fucking movies and popcorn and just regular shit that has nothing to do with you sucking cock. The thing about that is, one of the biggest issues that I have with this shit is exploitation. It's pure exploitation of men's desires. And it's even further than that. When we get into incels, it is the exploitation of their loneliness. It is the exploitation of that. And we know the effects that porn has on the brain and stuff like that now. We did not know this shit. It was not widespread 10, 15 years ago. It was not that well known how damaging porn actually was. But this AI shit, it's gonna fuck a lot of people up. It's gonna, like, that type of shit is gonna fuck a lot of people up, having AI girlfriends. There was a video somebody did, and it's a chick out here. She had an AI, she trained ChatGPT and like rigged it in a way to where it became her boyfriend. It became her, and it was some of the craziest shit. I wish I could find that shit and react to it. I need to get on that. But this is gonna mess a lot of people up. And the thing that I have to do, bro, and this is gonna be one of the things on the video, and by the end of the video, I'm definitely gonna go in on this, man. Y'all dudes, I don't care if you're an incel, I don't care if you watch porn, man. Y'all need to just not engage in certain shit. Certain shit you just, it's one thing to be jacking off. That's cool. Like, everybody has jacked off. It's cool if you jack off, man. I don't care even if you buy sex toys. Like, if you want to do that and people are trying to shame you for shit, like, that's cool, man. But when it come to this shit, dog, when it come to fucking with the AI, that's one, bruh, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Please don't do that. Don't fucking do that. I'm going to try and give y'all some solutions by the end of the video. So stay tuned. We going to skip forward some more.
Site on OnlyFans, I get new members and they're like, oh, it's so nice to see such well curated
because it's classic. Yeah.
And I tell them, this is my library. There's nothing new here. I check messages every day. So you will get to interact with me. You can't be creepy with me. I'm not on demand. You don't boss me around. Mm-hmm. They ask me for something, to buy something. I explain to them, this is how it is. Look at this like Netflix. You get content every day. It's beautiful and it won't duplicate for 4 years and 3 months before I run out and have to go through it again. And that's 7 days a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm positive at least half of that stuff you can see for free.
What ended up happening was my very last event, which was a great one. There were a couple. There's always this one guy that comes and he's super scary. He stares at me the whole time. He always brings me weird gifts and food. I don't want to be mean to him, but then I do have nightmares about him for like 3 weeks after every time I see him.
This is events where you're promoting the bottles.
Yes. And so like there's that. So then there's these two kids. They're nice for sitting and talking with me, my friends, whatever. And as we're getting up, this kid walks up behind me, puts his phone in my face and screams in my face, "This is not a beach. It's a bathtub."
Oh, from the
now,
scene.
mind you, this was 2 days before I was leaving for surgery. And I was walked home that night and I thought to myself, you know what, Lisa, you cannot be a front facing business.
Yeah.
Fucking forget it. And I'm not mad at anybody about it, but there's always going to be a creeper and everybody's going to one up. And I'm sick of being on show and tell. Like, I'm sick of being the item that everybody's going to try and take something from.
Right.
So now I started a business last year that I'm keeping under wraps because I don't want fans finding it and reaching out to me, and I'm doing my own thing. It's perfectly amazing. Living off the grid is just so much better. But I just realized that was the final moment where I was like, you know what? I just can't do public events anymore. People are just too forward. They touch me. No one has any boundaries. Well, I'm just a thing.
I always tell y'all I'm not a hater and I'm a fair dude. I'm not here to pump propaganda. I'm not here to just like fucking just show you one thing and just one side. Like, bro, if I seen it and I think it's something that need to be seen. I'm gonna show it to y'all. So with that there, I have a couple things to say. Number one, why the fuck is kids talking to her? That's the first thing. What the fuck? Like, who let that happen? Who let that happen? Sheesh. Now the second thing, the whole creeper thing, that's just, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you are a public figure, right? You're a public figure and you're known for sex. Like, you're known for sex. So that's the type of shit you're going to attract. And I could understand the hatred for that type of activity because it's like, come the fuck on. Like just leave me the fuck alone, or just come up and say something. Just be normal. Don't stare at me from a distance. And even then, if she's doing an event, 9 times out of 10, she is open to talk to the people who come up to her and stuff like that. That's just what it is. She knows she's a public figure. And this is the thing. If you got a nasty experience with her, it is what it is, man. Stop fucking supporting her and all that shit. But this is the other thing. When we look at two things that she mentioned, as far as a dude putting a camera in her face and saying, this is not a beach. And then also dudes coming up to her and just touching her and shit like that. I'm gonna just say this, like, and this is me being 1,000. I never been a, like, you know, really just touch a chick in the club type of guy or no type of shit like that. I know that's an environment where the shit kind of goes at. So with that being said, this is not the club. You know, this is not the club. And when I say touch, I mean like a grabbing the hip, or like, you know, just like you know, when you walking past type shit, you know, you just like, because that shit didn't happen to me. Other chicks done them fucking caress my chest and shit while they walking past. So, you know, people be making out in the club. So let's not act like the club is not that type of environment for anybody who hears what I'm saying and they want to be fake outraged and shit. But the thing I'm saying is, this is not a club, right? You were at, like, you know, a wine fucking tasting event or whatever, or you at a fucking porn convention and stuff like that. Because she said this happens to her at events. It's just very simple, man. Don't be a dick and don't be a creep. And this is the thing about being a creep. I'm not even talking about the stalking shit, because that's some other shit. I'm talking about, don't just walk up to a motherfucker, a chick, and just touch her and shit like that. And don't just be rude. That shit is weird to me. Like, when people go up to celebrities and be rude or try and get some clout, you know, what's his name? DeMar DeRozan just beat a dude up in a restaurant, right? Because what did he do? He came up to him while he was eating in a restaurant and put the camera all in his face. DeMar DeRozan just lost it and just fucking socked this nigga and just went all in his shit. As he kind of should. I know he's an NBA player and he probably could get a lawsuit, but you don't fuck with people. Like, how simple is it to not fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck who you see me disagree with or what you see me say about nobody on here. If I see him in public, I'm probably not even going to say nothing, because it's like, I don't have no desire to talk to a fucking Lisa Ann or just anybody that I talk about for the most part. So to some degree, you know, this being her experience in the industry, I could understand to some extent where the disdain comes from. But at the same time, man, we'll get to that later. Because, yeah, people should conduct themselves better, but that's not everybody. And even then, to some extent, I did want to say this, but it's kind of unfair, kind of is the truth, though. It doesn't matter if it's fair. If you are somebody like an adult star and you were putting yourself out there on film, how do you think, like, everybody is watching you jacking off and they are getting, some dudes are getting some type of attachment. Some dudes think they got a relation. A lot of people think that they got a relationship with these celebrities that they just watch, like actual celebrities. Like, a chick will just come up and try and hug Chris Brown. You seen a picture of him stiff arming a chick. It's like, bruh, he does not know you. I know that you consume his shit. I know that you love him with all your heart, but he's on cocaine and he's not in the mood, so he's going to stiff arm you. So as far as celebrities, and even male celebrities, like, these people watch them and they think that they know them. So that is a part of, like, that comes with the territory as far as being a celebrity. You're going to have people come up to you thinking that they know you, saying bullshit. Does that justify it? No, it doesn't justify it. When you are a porn star, that takes it to a whole different level because you're not just famous for being fucking Rico on Paid in Full or some shit. Remember, Cameron got shot in DC because they didn't like how he played Alpo. They thought he was Alpo. Like he played the role so good that they hated him like they hated Alpo, and they shot him when he was in DC because Alpo was wreaking havoc in DC. So if you think about that, especially if you white or anything else and you don't even know about that shit, I just put you on to some shit. But when you think about that right there and how real gangsters, actual gangsters took that shit to where they wanted to harm the actor, the fucking actor. You are a porn star. People are jacking off to you. You're going to have to deal with this. And I'm not saying you're going to have to like it. You was dealing with it for 30 years. But it comes with the territory. It's going to be worse for you than it is for, most celebrities, actual celebrities. It's not going to be worse for you than Cameron because nobody's going to come and shoot you. But the one thing that I got to say, I don't know if I said this. Even though she has sucked 1,000 cocks, she is still human. And there should be some human decency as far as how she is treated, no matter how many cocks she sucked on film.
But then I actually really did spend that 3 weeks thinking about realizing my reality is this. People will always know me as Lisa Ann. Nothing I can do about that. I'm not mad.
Right.
But people will not ever understand that I also have a right to live my life as Lisa and be a person that isn't an object. And so that's the path I want to take.
I remember that's why you thrived so much in the pandemic, because you're able to wear a mask, and walk around.
I talked to fucking everybody.
Yeah, you'd stop by fucking construction sites. Yeah,
because construction was still operating in full, and they were out. And I never could talk to groups of men like that before. And
imagine you walking by a
I'm just bike riding around talking. How you guys doing? What's going on? Oh my god, I loved mask life.
Yeah.
Loved
and then
it.
And the worst thing you could do to a construction crew would be like, so nice talking to you, Google me, because then you would drive them fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit.
I just wanted to stay on the low profile.
Which I think you deserve. Yeah. Right? Unfortunately, you can't get it. You can't. You can't. I don't know what world.
Y'all remember what I said earlier about dudes lying? That is why he is able to conduct this interview. Because this is a guy who is going to pander to her ego. He's going to tell her what she wants to hear, what he thinks is the right thing to say. That's what he's going to say. Because when you really think about what he just said, he said you deserve to be able to live on a low profile. Why? Like, really think about that. Really think about the word deserve. Deserve is you're entitled to something. If you worked at your job for 8 hours, you deserve the hourly wage that you signed up for the hours that you worked. Shit, as hard as you worked, you may deserve more money. You may deserve a raise. Now, when we talk about something like we were talking about in the last, stop, when it comes to human decency, she deserves, as a human, to not be touched by strangers randomly in certain settings. Why? Because that is human decency. The society that we live in, that is not acceptable. That is not something we would look at as socially acceptable behavior unless you're in a conversation and you just trying to do something because the vibe is right and you think you kicking game. Or, like I mentioned, you in a club. But in certain settings, with strangers, with people you don't know, with people you're not even talking to, the first thing you do is touch them. Like, that's kind of nuts. So that is something that not only she, but everybody inherently deserves socially. When we talk about her having a low profile, why the fuck does she deserve that when she put in so much work riding dicks and capitalizing off of riding dicks for 30 years? She has made so much money off of this. She has capitalized off of this. To some extent, this has actually damaged some people. She is curating 30 years worth of content from on her OnlyFans that cycles through 4 years. I don't know if I kept that in this shit. I don't know if I kept that in there, but she's cycling through 30 years of content to where she's dropping a video on her OnlyFans every single day. I probably left that in here. She is setting up she is able to fucking have conversations with people who have jacked off to her for anywhere from 2 to 30 years. And they have this attachment. Now they get to talk to the porn. But she doesn't want them to talk about anything sexual. They're going to pay a high ticket to talk to this woman because of who the fuck she is and the name that she has built. She's setting up a fucking AI. Why the fuck does she deserve to have a low profile when she has made possibly millions, if not at least hundreds of thousands, which I believe she's made millions, because one thing I left out is she said she was doing like $40K a year in plastic surgery out of pocket. Nobody else was financing it. She was. So she's likely made millions in this industry. Why the fuck does she deserve to live a low profile? This is somebody who is just saying anything to cater to her ego and be agreeable so that she can open up more during the interview. That's it.
Exists where you all of a sudden become anonymous.
I think I'll tell you what world. Not the US. The US is, well, of course, there's other countries too. India is out, countries, those people that are going to come at you on your social and ask you for my phone number.
Yes.
There's other countries, but the US is definitely consuming more adult content at a toxic level. We have more incels in our country than other countries. Mm-hmm. The incels in other countries actually do something about it, and they go and they fight in the war and kill people. I salute that. Like, go and do something, and also they potentially get killed. In the US, the incels just stalk girls and ruin people's lives. That's all they do here. I mean, in 2022, the FBI did label incels our greatest terror threat inside the US. Incels are the threat of all school shooters and mass shooters, all mass violence, and the biggest common denominator is the obsessive hours they clock daily watching porn.
It's crazy, right?
Hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a guy.
So first off, she's a liar. I did more research than I'm comfortable admitting, honestly, on this, just to be very thorough, as far as her saying that the FBI said incels are the greatest terror threat inside the U.S. in 2022. They never said anything like that. So right here is a PDF from the FBI from October 2022. You can get it from the terrorism part of the FBI website. Currently on the webpage, it lists lone offenders and internet/social media groups as the biggest domestic threats, not mentioning incels anywhere on that page. When you open up the PDF from 2022, it mentions incels amongst a bunch of other groups. And even then, on that last page, it said that there were only 3 attacks since 2014. Only 3 attacks. You can also go to this page on Wikipedia, and anything that would be considered a terror attack would be on this page. Very few of these are even in America. Very few in the past 10 years. And if you're confused about what else could fall under lone offenders, well, we have the Las Vegas shooting where they killed 61 people, unfortunately. And also we have the Buffalo shooting, which will, 10 people died, where they shot up a grocery store. Very unfortunate events, mass shootings that were done by lone offenders, and it had nothing to do with them being incels. The fact that on the FBI website in 2022, they said there have only been 3 incidents since 2014 when it comes to this group that we're talking about. Incels are on the FBI's radar for sure, but they are not the greatest threat. And what? Listen, I could go deeper on this, and I could highlight other YouTube channels and all types of stuff. But trust me, incels are nowhere near a top threat domestically in the country. They are listed, they are monitored, the FBI is aware, but they are not anywhere close to the biggest threat. And there's nothing that identifies them as the greatest threat, even in 2022. Like, she's fucking lying. Now, that automatically kills her credibility with all the other fake facts that she tried to throw out there. Like, Incels are the thread of all mass shooters and school shooters. I just showed you 2 shootings that have nothing to do with incels or anything like that. And you have to also remember she used the word all. All. So she's talking about an absolute. She's fucking lying. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I heard that, like, when you get semen put inside you and stuff like that, some of the semen can, like, get to your brain or something like that. I've heard that recently. Like, some of the DNA or something like that goes to your brain. It's too much going on up there, man. It's too much semen in the brain chemistry. This is the other thing she said, which I got to address the shit twofold. She said that incels in other countries, what they do is go to war, fight, and kill people, and she could salute that. Who gives a fuck about what a whore salutes? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a fuck what Lisa Ann salutes? Who the fuck is Lisa Ann? I'm watching this Yakuza show, right, on Amazon Prime. And it's something like a dragon or something like that. You could look it up. I think it's called Like a Dragon, whatever the fuck it is. And these motherfuckers is in a jam, and the dude is there, and he's a Yakuza dude. If you don't know, that's Japanese mafia. And she's just there. She's not a part of the shit, but she's there because she's some type of criminal as well. And she talking to these motherfuckers and saying, like, I could do X, Y, Z. I offer my life. I give my life as collateral for this debt. The boss is like, bruh, we would look like clowns if we took a chick's life for collateral. Like, all the other clans would look at us like clowns for doing that. There's no fucking honor in that. And the other thing, you know how they, like, cut their fingers off and shit like that? She was like, yeah, I know that. And I know that even me cutting my finger off would mean nothing to you. But I'm willing to do anything to make this happen. I'm willing to do anything to gain your trust and make this situation right. And this is my point. And I know it's some female soldiers and shit like that, et cetera, but Lisa Ann is not one. Lisa Ann is somebody who gets on all fours and fucking arches her back as a fucking living for 30 years. You live a dishonorable life. You are a dishonorable person. Who the fuck gives a fuck what you salute? Who gives a fuck? We'll just leave that there. But even then, this is the next thing. When you look at that stupid ass shit that she said, because okay, so we got her lying, and then we got her like on the last shit I said, talking about she salute motherfuckers killing. She's thinking that, like, just how does that make any sense? Somebody has to tell me how that makes sense. Like, people who are involuntarily celibate, right? People who are not having sex because for whatever reason, women don't want them, they want women, et cetera, et cetera. To her, doing something about that is going to war and risking your life and killing other people and possibly getting killed. That is like, cause somebody, I don't care who it is, somebody please make that make sense in the fucking comments. How that is a solution. It's to me, it's an insult. It's like, oh, you can't get any pussy, kill yourself. To me, that's what it comes off like. Like, that's some really brain dead shit. And that's how come you probably never gonna see me do podcast format type shit. Cause that shit would be so stupid, man. I might turn the camera off. And even then, if I don't, I'm not letting that slide. And it's not even about me, like, making a chick feel dumb if she say some stupid ass shit like that. It's like, we gotta thoroughly unpack that stupid ass shit you said. We gotta know what the cogs is doing inside of that head. Now, this is the thing. She says that all they do is harass women and ruins people's lives. She just has a disdain for them because of her interactions with them. And I'm not even about to unpack that because I don't give a fuck. All you need to know is that these people that she has so much disdain for, and she's basically insinuating, look, you need to stop talking to me and paying me. You need to go kill yourself. Because that way I respect you. If you go and get yourself killed, if you go and kill somebody else, like, this is some real bonehead shit that she said. But she has a heavy disdain. If you are an incel, right, and you are listening to this, man, stop fucking supporting these bitches, man. Stop supporting these whores, man. We gonna get to that at the end of the video, but bruh, they absolutely hate you. And when I say this shit, OnlyFans chicks and fucking slut walk assholes get in my comments and be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they begin just insult me, attacking me and stuff like that. And that's all good. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's to be expected. But because at the end of the day, I'm fucking up their hustle, right? They like, it shouldn't matter if a motherfucker like you or not. You getting what you paid for. And they said that on a video where one of the points that I was making is you're not getting what you paid for because she got a dude typing up the messages. You're not even talking to her. You think that you're talking, and she thought she was fucking slick. So, that's what it is when it comes to that shit, man. We gonna get back to this shit. But y'all gotta understand that a lot of these hoes hate y'all with a passion. They do not appreciate the millions of dollars that you have given them. They do not appreciate your contribution. She is absolutely disgusted by you and wants nothing to do with you, but wants your money. And she is setting up a fucking AI to take your money on autopilot. On autopilot. On auto fucking pilot. Please don't fall for that shit. And the thing is, somebody somewhere, a bunch of somebodies is gonna fall for that shit, bro. Stop doing it. Oh, the one thing I gotta get to, because I'm pretty sure she said that 99% of subscribers, she might say that later, or she might have said that now. 99% of subscribers to OnlyFans are fucking incels or whatever. That's not true. Because one day, and this is the thing, I know what she is saying is a lie because we've proven that she's a liar. And she's just talking in absolutes because too much semen in the brain, too much of other men's DNA is in that brain, swimming around. But what is the narrative that every other OF hole pushes, and it's just been pushed for quite a while? Oh, a lot of these dudes are married. A lot of the dudes who subscribe to OF are married. Listen, if you're in a sexless marriage, you're not an incel. You're not an incel. I'm sorry. Like it's in my opinion, it's impossible. I don't care if y'all ain't had sex in 17 years, bro. It's impossible to be labeled as an incel in a marriage. Because this is the thing, and I didn't want to go deep on this, and I'm still not. But in my mind, when I hear involuntary celibate, I just hear, or incel, I think of the actual definition. I think of somebody who wants to have sex, but is not capable of getting sex. And that's it. When you get to talking about these online communities and stuff and these hate groups online, and this is the craziest thing. It might be because I'm not white. Like I've been in this man space forever, and I told you I done seen black pill and all types of shit. I don't know where the air quote incels are hiding and where they have their groups at. I did watch a documentary on YouTube a minute ago, like like I'm talking about before 2020, to where these guys used to be like on like some fucking webcam chat type shit, like teeny chat or some shit. And they'll get together and they just be wilding on the internet. But like, yeah, I don't know where these guys, as far as these groups that they say exist, I don't know where they at. I don't know where the fuck they at. Listen, just so we can get back to it, I'm gonna say this, man. When it comes to incels, the way that I look at them is, literally the definition, involuntarily celibate, right? So just because you are involuntarily celibate, that doesn't mean that you are in these groups plotting on women and planning to do one of the fucking next 2 to 5 attacks in a decade, because clearly they're not getting that busy. Ooh, the biggest terrorist threat that doesn't really do fucking much. But just because you want sex and you can't get sex and you would be an incel by definition, that doesn't make you a terrorist. Like that, to me, that's fucking stupid to think that. But then, if you take that same example, a contrasting example would be just because a motherfucker says Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean they support the Black Lives Matter organization that fucking bought $9 million mansions with donation money. So, yeah, let's continue though.
Man,
but you built the gun that's killing them too, right? I mean, you're able to make an empire off of it.
Okay.
Is this being combative? I don't give a shit. Let's
Not
go.
at all.
Yeah.
I will say this. I get this a lot.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Okay, guess what?
It's your fault.
I fucking love sweets, but I'm not a fat ass, am I?
No.
Because I don't eat sweets every day because I'm not a fucking idiot. And guys will come to me like, it's your fault. You put it up. I'm like, bro, have a regulator. You watching 4 hours a day, 7 days a week is a fucking problem. You still being a virgin at 28 and not sliding into a real vagina, that's on you, bro. Like, 99% of the followers on OnlyFans are fucking incels and are virgins.
Really?
Oh, nothing has prepared me for those DMs. Like, nothing in this life.
Accountability is kryptonite. Accountability is fucking kryptonite. Not only is she the fucking problem herself, she has made a career and a living. She's paid a mortgage. She has a house more than likely. She has cars. She has made millions or hundreds of thousands. At least hundreds of thousands, if not millions. It's millions. It's millions. I just looked it up on Google. But listen, she has capitalized off of it and still won't take no accountability for her role. She won't take no accountability for her role in this. This is like Pablo Escobar blaming the coke users for being addicted.
Life has prepared me for what I learn in those DMs. And I will ask the same 3 questions. How old were you the first time you watched porn? Answer's always 10 to 11. Second, are you a virgin? Yes. Third, how old are you? Always between 25 and 30.
Really?
And I say to him, bro, your life's fucked.
Yeah.
I had more sex than you'll ever get to have. And you're so proud that you jerk off, that you got to tell everybody, I'm so proud. We had notches in our bedpost.
Yeah.
We had our belts. You know what I mean? Did you get a third base? Oh, that's a different notch. You know, we were clocking bodies.
Right. Yeah.
And proud.
I like how you say we, because now I'm feeling like I was doing it.
You were doing that
fuck
too.
Yeah. You kidding me?
Now the sense of pride is I jerk off. Why is everybody so afraid they're home alone fucking tugging it?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where is this sense of pride? Come to me with something like, I had a successful startup. I have a family. I coach Little League. I'm doing something with my life. You bragging to me about masturbating is the lowest form of interaction. And that's what I listen to at every trade show. From 90% of the people would walk up to my face. And this is the internet generation, because years ago they just took a photo and said, I love your movies, thank you.
Right.
You know, now it's, I just jerked off to you. Really? I watch you every day. I've watched you so is 10. I watch and I ask them the same thing. You a virgin? You ever get in a real vagina?
She hates her fans. I don't know what she thinks somebody that's been watching a porn star for 20 years is supposed to talk to that porn star about. What other grounds do you think they would relate to you other than sexually? You know what people say when they see certain artists? They come up to them and say, your music saved my life. Artists don't get mad, as far as musicians, about people, you know, celebrating their music, talking about the experiences that they've had with their music when they come up to them. Same with actors. The only way actors get mad is if people are mad at them in real life over the character that they were. But I've realized exactly what's going on with Lisa Ann. She has PTSD from a few interactions with her fans at these conventions and things of that nature, and even maybe some over the internet. But I think she is taking those negative experiences and letting them impact all of her interactions with her fans that actually like her. The reason I came to this conclusion is because when you look at a lot of the things that she said, not only is she lying, she is over-exaggerating when it comes to a lot of things. For example, in this clip, she's talking about incels bragging about jacking off. That's not what anybody does. What they're doing, and even what she described, is somebody coming up to her, letting them know, I enjoy, you know, the work that you have done. That's what it really is. It's not them taking pride in jacking off. It's them letting you know that, yo, you really satisfy me. But the picture she paints is that these guys are going around just bragging all around the planet just about jacking off, just all over the internet to other people, just other random people. No, they're coming up to you because you're a porn star that they actually jack off to. And even when you look at her response to that is to shame them, because she doesn't really understand the dynamic of them coming up to her. Even if she understands it, she hates it. She absolutely hates it. And this is the other thing. This is a deeper rooted issue that I've also realized. Lisa Ann hates herself, and she hates what she has done. That is why she is making great lengths and strides to get away from it. Just think about the mountain of insecurity in this entire interview. I don't know if I left this in or if it's out, but she got her boobs reduced. And when she got her boobs reduced, all the guys, the male friends in her phone, that didn't respond positively, that said, why would you do some shit like that? She blocked them. And she said she's been silently blocking people in her phone and stuff like that. She resents that whole lifestyle. It's funny that she hoists up this, we were having notches in our bedpost, we were clocking bodies. She hoists that up like it's something to have pride in. But that same mentality got her to a place where she resents the last 30 years of her life. And she absolutely hates the public image that she's created. She hates interacting with people who, like, think about this. She's so delusional that she thinks somebody is supposed to come up to her at a porn convention and say, hey, I have a family, and I started a family, and I also started a business. Why would they communicate with you on that level? Why would that be something they would tell you? You were somebody who was getting your back blown out on camera, getting nutted on your face, getting fucked by multiple dudes at one time, and that's how they know you, and that's why they like you. Why would they tell you that they have a family with another woman? It's actually problematic if they are coming to see you and they have a family. Did she have some bad interactions with incels? I'm sure she did. But the thing about these guys is it just highlights, it just reminds her of all the resentment she has towards that career that she's trying to get away from, for the reputation she built up that she made millions of dollars off of. What you were looking at on the screen is somebody who sold their soul. This is the definition of selling your soul. When you do something for money that you just can't live with, you cannot be proud of, you are actually wildly ashamed of, and it's made you have a disdain for other people and even yourself.
And by the way, these new gangbang girls, I think they're the gateway to the initiation to get the black card as an incel.
You think so?
I mean, it's got to be all incels in line. You think any regular guy wants to slide in after 50 before them? 100? Who's number 275? How could he feel about himself? This is an incel gang initiation, I think.
Do you think
there's a leaderboard going in the dark web right now?
And we got to stop because this is idiot shit. If somebody is getting pussy in any way, shape, or form, they are not an incel. Involuntary celibate is the title. So if you actually go and buy pussy, you are no longer an incel. If you are having sex, you are no longer an incel. If you are going to these gangbangs and stuff like that, you have broken your virginity. And even if your virginity was broken before that or whatever the case may be, you how are you an incel when you have access to sex and you went and got the sex and stuff like that? So like, how would sex be an initiation to be a sexless person? Like it's really boneheaded shit. And I don't know if she was off the fucking spirits or whatever the fuck she was off of. I don't know. But it's just a bunch of idiot rambling through a lot of this video. So, I hope you guys got a lot out of this. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gone. I almost forgot to give y'all some solutions to some things. So let's just talk about the corn real quick, man. I could sit here and tell you to do no fap, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not like that, man. I fap. It is what it is, man. Regular man. So with that being said, you could go that route and it could be beneficial for you. The other way that you could go, instead of doing that, is instead of buying the corn, right? You could go on any tube site, especially if she's the person you want to watch. She's on every tube site, bro. You type in her name, it's like 80 million clips, bro. She's been doing this since the Stone Age, bro. Like, it's not hard to find her content. Listen, if you got other OF chicks that aren't her, that you may think are harder to find. Get on Reddit. Get on Reddit. Go get on Baddie Hub. Baddie Hub. Like, go type those in, get on those, man. They got all types of stuff from these chicks that is premium, man. For free. For free. So you don't gotta go broke or be doing all that weird shit, man. And listen, this is the last thing. If what you require is intimacy, right? If you want to pay to talk to her but not about sex, if you one of the dudes who be on OF trying to talk to her in a DM, trying to whatever, if you are considering buying that AI stuff, if you are one of those guys, I'm gonna tell you the responsible thing to do first, man. I'm gonna tell you that. The responsible thing, in my opinion, would be for you, if that's what you require. If you require digital interaction and things of that nature with a person that you are never gonna meet, become a DM demon, dog. Get you some decent pictures, whatever you gotta do. Step your looks up, get dressed, whatever the case may. Go get a photo shoot at fucking JCPenney, whatever you gotta do to get 3-4 decent pictures of yourself that you think chicks may like. Go put them on a site, get them rated and all that shit so you could know where the shit is landing at. Shit. Even with that, on one of them sites, you know, if your pictures is getting low ratings, see if they got pictures of higher rated dudes, or even put some shit in there of other dudes that got the aesthetic that you want and shit like that. See what they get rated. See if they get rated higher. See where they land at. But online, it's looks based first and foremost. So you do your thing. You step your shit up as far as your looks, and then you send DMs. Because you like, that's what you want. You want to talk to somebody. You go get you a fucking pen pal from another state, from another country, and you just message those types of chicks and see if they'll send you some shit, whatever the case may be, man. You could do that through social media. You could do that through the dating apps. You do, and I recommend social media way more than the dating apps, bro, because the dating apps, you were cooked on the dating apps, dog. Boy, yeah, we seen the stats. The dating apps is cooked. So with that, you know, you step your game up in the looks department, and then just get to DMing motherfuckers. Go through the motions. Do what you learn the game a little bit. Do what you got to do to get to the point where you could have those like, oh man, you know, my cock was there. I want to thrust my cock into you. Whatever the fuck you want to say to her, whatever you wanted to say back, all that shit, man. You know, y'all get to sexting and all that shit, swapping nudes or whatever the case may be. So step your game up, and you could do that. Now, the irresponsible thing, I cannot be on record saying the irresponsible thing to do. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do. But I'm going to tell it to you like this. And I'm going to tell you some shit before I say this. The only reason I'm even alluding to anything is because if you are considering talking to AI, you are down bad at a level that I cannot fathom. It's like I cannot imagine me in my own body, or even being in somebody else's body with the same brain, being intimate with artificial intelligence. I can't imagine being Fry off of Futurama talking to the Lucy Liu bot. So if this is something you are really considering, you are down bad at a level that I can't fathom. And that's not me trying to insult you or play you or nothing like that. It's me recognizing that you got something different going on that I like. It might take way more for you in the looks department or whatever the case is. And even then, mentally, you got some shit you need to get over, whatever the case may be. So that's the direction I want to push you in. But if it's just impossible for you to do that, I already gave you the blueprint. You send DMs, right? You know, you got to have your pictures right? If you are not capable of doing that, you figure out another way to do it. I cannot figure out that way for you. I highly recommend doing it the other way that I said, because you got to recognize that you are in a bad place if that is what you were considering doing. If you were considering buying a porn AI service. Fam. And it's not even no shaming. This is like, bro, you got to look in the mirror and, bro, like, you got to find something about yourself to be confident in. You got to find something to latch on to and really grab that, like, yo, I am worthy. I am enough. I am enough. I might have to step my game up, but I'm not far away from what I want. But anyways, man, listen. A lot of what I put on the screen is jokes, but if you are going to figure out an alternative route, instead of working on bettering yourself and picking yourself up, just make sure it's not detrimental to you or anybody else. But the one thing universally everybody here has to recognize, don't go for the AI shit. Do not go for AI intimacy, man. Don't do that. Now, I'm gonna tell you when it's gonna get crazy. When they start mixing the Oculus with the toys and the AI, that's when a lot of people are gonna be cooked. That's when it's gonna get really crazy. I'm done for today, though.